All right, sounds good. All right. Hey guys, welcome to Thirsty Amigos. Thanks for joining me on this episode. I got two special guests with me tonight. I got my neighbor Martin, my vecinos, and his good friend Amigo Gerald is here too to help us taste tequila. Martin has a tequila he wants to taste. I've never tasted this one. I know what this one's going to be, but I'm not sure what age it is. I just know the name. So we're going to be tasting Matthew McConaughey's Pantalones, right? Is that how you say?
That's right.
So this should be interesting to see how it tastes. So you want to grab it? Let's see what it is.
All right,
Let's see what we're dealing with here.
Let's see what we got here. So I got this as a gift myself, and nice. I heard that Matthew McConaughey has this tequila, and
it's a cool bottle.
We're definitely here to give this a try and see what you think and
cool.
what your
wow, that's pretty neat. I like how the bottle is nice and you hold it like this. Reminds me of some of the older bottles back in the day, like a Fina Estampa, where you can grab the bottle like that. But I like how you can see the liquor inside, which is nice. So you can see the color. So this one's a Reposado. It is 100% agave. It's made at NOM 1614, which is the same NOM that Cascanas is made at, and Tres Agaves.
Oh,
you've seen Tres Agaves? Yeah, they're made at the same distillery that this is made at.
Oh,
so it's in good hands. It's made at a good place. So those are really good tequilas. So let's check this one out.
Okay, all right.
Any expectations on this one?
Why do you think they put this little this little thing on the bottle, like the gripper? Is that like a hang it?
That's unique though. I've never seen leather.
Right?
Usually they're tied around the neck. Is where they usually end up. Yeah. But I've never seen one through the actual cork or the topper. That's pretty cool.
Something unique.
But yeah, so maybe you can hang it up so you don't lose it. So I don't know.
Well, it'll fall out though. I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
A good grip on it, maybe. I don't know.
I'd be afraid to pull it. Oh, it's got a nice pop to it. That's a nice cork though. It's a nice synthetic cork.
It almost reminds me of a wine cork.
I'll start with you. Mark, go ahead and pour yourself some first.
All right.
Do you guys like Reposado tequilas?
Yes, I do.
Do you? Oh.
Reposado, el anejo.
So, the Reposado. Give us a little bit of history on the Reposado. I mean, what's it like? What's the difference there? I mean,
so Reposado by law, is aged from 2 months up to a year, like 364 days in an oak barrel.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Or oak. So there is a barrel of a certain size, I think 200 liters, and I'll put down if I'm wrong, is the size that you can go up to a year. But if you can age your Reposado, and some of the bigger brands will age them in some big pipones. We were talking about wooden fermentation tanks.
Right.
Well, these pipones that they age them in are even bigger. And so the tequila doesn't touch the wood a lot. So some of them are really light in color. But they can age as long as they need to, because El Tequiliano has a 6-year Reposado because it was aged in a bigger pipone than a smaller barrel. If it's in the smaller barrel, it has to go by the 2 months to a year age class.
I see.
So that's where it gets kind of weird, but that's a really special edition, and not a lot of them do that. So most of them are aged from 2 months up to a year. And usually the sweet spot, 5 to 7 months is where they go. Some will push it up to almost to a year to really get the complex flavors. So it just depends.
Okay.
On what they're trying to go after. Usually, anywhere. And then some only do the minimum of 2 months. Really? 2 months out. Ocho can do they do 2 months and 8 days. This is the Ocho tagline and stuff. It depends. They have some that are older, but yeah, some will just barely age them. And then the barrels are usually used oak. Or white oak, American oak, bourbon barrels. Most of them, not all of them. Some are French oak. And so they're going to take on that flavor. Some will have a bourbon flavor, or if they re-scrape them, re-char them, they'll just have a new flavor for themselves. And then some have barrels that are so old it's crazy. They can age them for almost a year, and they'll have barely any color in it because they're so used. The barrels have been so used, and they don't impart much flavor on it.
Oh, so they rotate them?
Yeah, they keep filling them over the years and stuff, and and they won't pull them out and recharm or anything. They'll just keep using them over and over. So there's a lot of ways you can get a flavor profile from the barrel by how old it is or how young it is.
Oh,
it's
wow.
crazy.
So you want to keep the age in there.
Yeah. So go ahead.
So with that being said, talking about the Reposado, we know that there's also like, I don't know a whole lot of history on like the way that they have the Reposado, and then they also have the Añejo, and then they have the Blanco.
Yep, they have a Blanco.
So what is the difference? Like, what is the difference between the Blanco, as far as you were talking about the age, and Reposado and Agave? So tell me a little bit about that.
So the Blanco is straight after they distill it. Sometimes it's bottled straight after distillation. Sometimes they'll rest it in stainless steel tanks just to let it mellow a little bit. Some places will put it. You can put a Blanco into a barrel up to 2 months. So there are some.
Oh, wow.
So there are some. Herradura is famous for putting their Blanco, or they used to, in an oak barrel and soften it out, and it has a really faint yellow tint to it. So you can put a Blanco in there, but mostly Blancos are pure, clear spirit, no aging at all, and then they go straight into the bottle like that. So no aging at all. And then the Repo, like we said, then they'll put that Blanco is the seed stock for everything. So if you want to know if you got a good tequila, start with the Blanco. And if the Blanco is really good, then you can pretty much say everything's going to be good after that.
Really?
But, yeah.
Okay.
If the Blanco's not so good, they can put it in a barrel and try to hide some of the impurities and stuff of it.
Oh, wow.
To try to help it along. And then, there's a big push right now with additives. You can add some additives to tequilas to make them sweeter.
No way.
The mouthfeel, the glycerin, and then the color too.
They have flavor to them then?
Yeah, they can. The flavored ones are but they can add a little bit of stuff to it by law. By law, it's legal, but there's a big push now that they want additive-free tequilas. Is the big thing right now. So with no added flavorings or anything like that. So they want the purest thing. So then the Reposado, is aged from 2 months up to a year. Your Añejos are 1 year up to 3 years. Is what aged in that same, and the Añejos are aged in the whiskey barrels like that size right there. So that's the Añejos. And then the extra Añejos are 3 years plus, and they can go however long they want them to go. They I have an 8 year Casa Noble extra Añejo that's been aged 8 years in a barrel. And then we just tried the 10-year. That was a 10-year extra Añejo. Wow. Yeah, so they can age, and what's crazy is that one was probably aged in barrels that weren't heavily used either, because it wasn't you still could pick some agave out of it, which was nice. So, but if it's really still oaky and stuff, you start to lose agave, which I don't mind. I like an extra Añejo. I like to taste the wood. I don't mind it. But a lot of people don't. A lot of purists are like, I want to taste the agave all the way through, but I don't mind it. Exactly. It's your preference. Yeah. So that's what. Yeah. So those are the ages that you have. You have Blanco, then so you take that Blanco, you age it, you become Reposado. You age it more, you get an Añejo. Age it even more, and you get your extra Añejo. So those are your things like that. So and then your Jovens are where you take your Blanco and you mix it with a Repo or an Añejo. You can blend them together and you get a Joven. Wow, that's a different. That's I think some people have mixed all of them to get a and they call it a Joven. So, and way back in the day, Joven used to be like a different term for it, but nowadays it's a blend. Is the Joven. So, and I got a couple that we need to try sometime. So.
Oh, nice.
But that's a kind of a rare category. You don't see a lot of that at all. Mostly just the other 3 or 4.
So, why is it though? I'm just kind of curious then.
Like, ask away, man.
So I'm kind of.
I'll try to answer. I'm no expert, but
this is good because all right. So I'm kind of curious a little bit.
Yes.
Like, would you just explain how like the levels, right? Mm-hmm. The levels of like purity to kind of blend it up.
Yes.
So what is the difference like for and I know that not all of them, but why is it price different? Like, say for instance, Blanco, like you can get a Blanco and be less expensive than the Reposado.
Mm-hmm.
And but I mean, so if if Blanco is more pure and more of a like say pure high quality, then why is a Reposado a little more expensive?
Because it takes a little bit more process.
Yeah.
So is that it because
so back in the day, way back in the day when I first started my tequila journey, it was a simple tier. The Blanco was a certain price. Reposado was more because it was aged in the barrel, and you could lose less of it depending on how long you ate. The Angel's share, they call it. So then the añejo.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So
we're good then.
The longer it sits in the barrel, the more you lose. So
you do?
Okay.
You start to lose some after a while. The angel share, they call it. Yeah, the angels are taking some of your profit. So then it becomes more expensive because you have less product. So the time and the process that you use to make that is you can charge a little bit more on it.
You start high, then I guess charge less.
Yeah. So and it used to be Repo or Blancos were like 30 to 40 ish, and then you got the Reposados next 40 to 50, añejos 60 to 70, and then your extra añejos 80 to 100 and plus. But now it's all over the map. So you have Blancos that are way more expensive than some añejos and extra añejos. You got some $100 plus Blancos out there, and it's all because of the process that they're doing. So nowadays it's not so easy to say, I'll grab a Blanco because it's cheaper. There's a lot that are not anymore, but the quality is way better though. It's a better spirit. So, and then depending on how long it's aged, and of course you do got to factor in the bottle. I don't want to put this. The fanciness of the bottle can determine it too. There's some bottles out there that have like the packaging and the rarity. Will like if they only made like 500 bottles, because now you got some of the special edition bottles where there's only like 500 of them made, and they're like $500-$600 for that.
Oh, wow.
For that. So
does that include the mold? I mean, some
that's kind of what I think I'm gathering is what he's saying. Is like
some are so twisted or
it's
designs on it.
Yeah, some are really beautiful. Yeah, it's crazy what they can get out of them. Some of them, but some will come in a nice wooden box and stuff. Some won't, but
the
packaging can make it go up too. But and some are still keeping it simple.
Okay,
and then charging a good price.
All right. So well, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
So that's why you see prices all over the map. You can see añejos that are pretty cheap, and then you'll see Blancos that are more expensive than them. So and then everything in between.
All right.
It's like Crown Royal, they give you a little baggie.
Yeah.
Hey, little purse. Here you go, baby.
Right.
Oh, you got to pay for that purse.
A little extra stuff, Like charge you a little extra more for it.
All right. Well.
So that's a quick down and dirty. There's a lot to it.
So what can you tell us about this Pantalones so far? I mean,
what
do you know about? I mean,
it's made of the distiller. Matthew McConaughey. So there's in the tequila fandom. There's sometimes celebrity tequilas, celebrity endorsed tequilas are looked down upon because a celebrity will come in and just slap their name on it and say, "Hey, I have a tequila. Look at this," and not care about anything that's in it or the process or nothing. So a lot of the times they're looked down upon. So it just depends on how involved that star is, that celebrity. Well, one of the original celebrities was Sammy Hagar with his Cabo Wabo tequila.
Oh, okay.
So, but back then the term celebrity tequila wasn't a thing. It was just, hey, he backed and it was a really good tequila, and he sourced it out. He went to Mexico, found a distillery he liked. He made it private for his own friends, and then his little bar that he had down there, and then he launched it to the world to share, and then he sold it for I think $80 million.
That's it.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know. Back in the day, it was a big deal, but yeah. Wow. And then you got Clooney come along, another celebrity, and then him and I can't remember the other guy. They had Casa Amigos. Yeah, they sold it for $1 billion. They sold their tequila. So and so you got a lot of celebrities out there that jump on the wagon. Some care, some don't. So that's why it's frowned upon. So depending on how, but this is made at a good distillery. It has good pedigree. The equipment there they have is pretty standard stuff. Nothing like a diffuser where it's a shortcut and then they throw chemicals at it to taste better and look better. So hopefully this isn't manipulated with anything. So.
Well, aren't they all made from the barrels though? I mean,
depending, yeah, they should. Yeah, they could go in there, but if it doesn't taste right, they'll fix it on the back end. All additives are added in the back end usually, where they can we want every bottle on the shelf to look the same. They can add coloring to it to make them all look the same. You got your small batch guys. You could have one bottle. Fortaleza is really famous for this. One bottle next to the other bottle, and they can look completely different shades of whatever color they're aging in. It just depends. But if you see where every bottle is the same color, they could be adding coloring to it just to make it look nice. And then the American palate, like a sweeter tequila. So sometimes they add sugars and stuff to it to make it sweeter.
Yeah.
So it just depends. But and they taste good, but they're not made the old-fashioned way.
The
traditional, yeah. So you could still taste good, but it may have stuff in it. So, but this is made a good. The other ones that was tequilas I was talking about are really good tequilas. So I got high hopes here for this one.
High hopes.
It has a good foundation to start on. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes here.
Okay.
But looking at the color's really nice. It has a nice straw color. It's real light and stuff. And then when you swish it around your glass here, it sticks pretty good. You're looking for the legs. The tears will form, and then the legs will drop from the tears. You'll just start to see when it runs down, that's called the legs. And if you see little droplets form at the rim, those are the tears.
Okay.
So, yeah. So when you see that, there's a lot on there.
Yeah.
So it looks good. Looks nice. I don't see anything too crazy there. So let's smell this. I've been smelling it from back here. Oh yeah. It's got some.
What do you smell? Sweetness?
Yeah, I smell some sweetness. Some like a vanilla.
Oh yeah. Okay.
What do you guys smell? It's like a
little sweet.
I got a little sweet.
It has a sweet note to it. Yeah, for sure.
Sweet note to it.
And American oak can put a sweet note to it. Like a vanilla. Like we were talking, like a vanilla.
Okay.
But yeah, I get like a sugar, like a burnt sugar, vanilla.
Wow.
Yeah, there's some agave in there. Yeah.
You can smell it, huh?
Yeah. I smell a little bit of sweetness, but
yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what it should be good. But yeah, let's try this.
What do you think? What do you think, Gerald? What do you smell on it?
Pretty much the same. A little bit of sweet, a little bit of vanilla.
Yeah, the first note's sweet, huh? It hits you pretty good right there. Yeah, like the white sugar.
And the alcohol, of course.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's something we didn't cover. This is, I didn't see the percentage of this. Sometimes they creep up there and 40%. So it's the standard 40%. So it's 80 proof is what this is.
So if you can hold it in your nose, the alcohol for minutes, that's good. I think it is.
Yeah, it's not overpowering.
It's not overpowering because sometimes that just opens your mouth.
Yeah.
And you're like,
right, exactly. Like, oh my God.
This is like, it stays in there. It's like, it just lingers in. No.
That's good. Yeah. So, that's a good point.
Yeah.
All right.
Because there's some that are really, really strong.
Really strong.
Are you a whiskey or bourbon drinker?
I do drink some whiskey.
So, here's another thing we didn't cover. No, I'll get back to that in a second. Tequila by law can only be 110 proof at its highest, and be called tequila. There are some higher proof agave spirits that are made that can't be technically called tequila, but they can go way up there. But by law, if it says tequila, it can only be 110 proof, 55% alcohol. Oh, so wow. Some bourbons and whiskeys, they go way up there, like 130, 145%.
Wow, so, that's crazy.
Yeah. You don't need a whole lot.
Yeah, so some of those, when you sniff them, you're like, woo!
Yeah,
this is gonna take my breath away and stuff.
You just start coughing.
Yeah, so tequila can only be 110 proof. So they call those higher proof. So usually the standard is 40%.
Oh. Okay.
And so when you start going above the 40%, you should be getting more like more agave because there's less water. Sometimes they'll distill it to a certain proof and then they'll cut it back with distilled water to proof it down. Some will distill it to proof, but a lot of times they use distilled water to put it back down.
Wow.
So And if they don't, then you'll get a big agave bomb, which is really delicious. So
really delicious.
yeah, So, and I haven't had a repo in a long time, so this is really interesting. All right, let's try this. All right. Salud, amigos.
Salud, amigos. There. Let's see. Not bad.
It's sweet.
It's sweet, yeah.
For sure.
It's got a little.
I do taste a little of that vanilla you were describing.
There's a vanilla on the back.
Yeah.
The finish. Coats the tongue.
Oh, yeah. Coats the tongue.
Yeah.
It doesn't go too hard down your throat.
No.
Smooth.
Yeah, it lets you know it's there, but it's not like killing you. It's like tearing you up. So, which is nice. It's a little warming. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Feels pretty good going down. I like it. It is real sweet though. So I don't know. I don't know if they're adding stuff to it or not. I'm not sure. I hope not, but it is pretty sweet. But
it's sweet, but it's not that sweet, right? Yeah. I mean, it's like.
And I haven't, to be fair, I haven't had a reposado. I'm sorry, in a long time. I mostly drink blancos, and that's what I've been drinking a lot of lately. So I haven't had a reposado in a while. So it does turn differently, you know. You do get more of the barrel, and it can be sweeter.
I could taste the barrel in it for sure.
Yeah.
And then after like a little while, you feel it. You kind of like, not right away, but like when you first take the sip, it's not there. But then after a couple minutes, you feel you can taste it.
Yeah, so it tastes really good. But I think I don't know. I don't know if it's manipulated like to be sweeter or not. I'm not sure, but it is a sweet tasting reposado, and I don't know how long it's aged. I couldn't find that out.
Pantalones.
But I've had some tequilas that taste like that. It's pretty from back in the day.
It's not like
it's not like tuna.
It's not too overpowering.
No, huh? It sips easily.
Yeah, it's a good sitting one, right? It feels like to me. I mean, I don't know. Like a good sipper, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
To me, it seems like it'd be just a good sipper.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah. Just to have this.
When, it comes a long day of work and just have a shot, relax, and that'll take it.
Yeah, and
good little sipper.
Tell
me what you think.
The good thing is it tastes good. It's not off-putting. There's no off-putting aromas. There's nothing when you taste it, you're like, oh, what's going on here? They messed something up.
Yeah.
So it does have, because there are some. I've had some. I'll have to do some off camera. I'll show you one. They're like, wow. It's like drinking polish remover or something. It's so bad. So you can really tell if it's been messed up or messed with. But yeah, this being really sweet, I don't know. There are some that are naturally sweet, but I don't taste anything where it's like disgusting. How about that? Where you're like, ugh, I would never drink this again. But you can go back to this one. It is an easy sipper. And I think this really would speak to the American palate, like someone getting into tequila.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
say. This could be a stepping stone up into like, hey, here's one. It's not super complex like some. You're not getting it has a singular taste to it. Does that make sense? It's the same every time. There are some that are we'll have to try some later. I'll bust some out where you're like, whoa, every time you sip it, you're getting a new experience. Like, what's going on here? Yeah, it's crazy how some can do that. So this would be a great starter. Yeah, and like I said, it's made out of good place, so that's good. It has good bones, good foundation where it's at.
All right.
So, hey, if Matthew McConaughey wants to come over and talk to us and hang out, and talk to us about his tequila, if you want to come over, and I know all your marketing's without his pants on. That's what that's his big thing. Pants optional. So he has no pants on half the ass. Pantalones, yeah. So he's always half naked.
Another word, it was like pantalones, and at the bottom, sin calzones.
Oh,
be a good one.
Yeah. We're trademark that one. Yeah. You heard it here first.
Pantalones. Oh, sin calzones.
Oh, and going like that. Sin
Yeah.
calzones.
Sin
Oh yeah,
calzones.
that's awesome.
That just sin calzones means
Without underwear.
Well, they're always blurring them out, so yeah, I can see that. Oh, that's funny. What do you think, Martin? What do you?
Well, like I was agreeing with you. Like this is I like the way you put it together. I mean, it's good. It's got a little bit of sweetness, but when you're sipping it, I think like how you put it well said is a good beginner kind of getting used to like getting into the tequila.
Yeah, it would be. I think that would be a great start.
It's a good start.
Yep,
sure.
I agree.
Sure. I I don't have a lot of experience, but I'm going by what you said, and then tasting it. It's like yeah. I can get what you're thinking.
Yeah. Same or what are your thoughts?
It's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice. It goes nice and smooth. You know, you can actually, taste a little bit of sweetness and a little bit of what do you call it?
The agave in it and stuff?
The agave, but it's the
vanilla?
The vanilla.
The vanilla, yeah.
I can smell the vanilla for sure.
It's pretty balanced too. I mean, the aroma.
I don't know if it's vanilla, but if there's
I get like a vanilla.
Similar.
Yeah. That's an easier descriptive vanilla, but it could be more like
it could be
caramel,
something else, right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this would be a great start. Do you know? I don't know. Do you know the price point on the Reposado? Do you remember? I know you got it as a gift.
I don't know. It was a gift.
I'll look it up and put it down below. But
all right.
I don't think it's that much. I don't think it's like out of reach. So this would be
So
this might compete with the other celebrities like The Rock's Terramana. I've had Casamigos. I would definitely take this over Casamigos.
Oh,
for
really?
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that really tastes manipulated. Like, yeah, it's really crazy.
Oh wow.
Was it Terramana?
No, not. I haven't had Terramana, but Casamigos I have, and their Reposado tastes like it's overly sweet. It's really weird. Yeah, it's crazy, but it's made for the American palate, that because they like a sweeter tequila stuff. So. But I think this one would, it's good. Yeah, I would definitely. Hey, starting your tequila journey, taste this. Let's start here and see where we go.
Yeah,
you start with your pantalones and you end up with your calzones.
Right. They should have marks here. No pantalones.
No calzones.
Right down here.
Pantalones, no calzones.
Oh, you missed out, Matthew. You should have put that on the bottle.
You got it.
Pantalones and calzones.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Martin, for sharing this.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. I think this is it's a good experience with tasting this taste and
yes. Yeah. Thanks for sharing your gift. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us on this episode. Let us know if you've had all the other expressions too. Let us know in the description what you guys thought about it, and if you like it compared to some of the other ones. So I compare it to, especially Casamigos, definitely better than that. If you're sitting there with both bottles in your hand, take this one for sure all day long. So can't go wrong. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next episode. Salute.
Salute. Cheers.
Salute.